Hello friends, I'm Ric Beattie. I'm the Senior Minister at Unity of Royal Oak in Royal Oak, Michigan. And it's my honor to share a meditation with you for Wednesday, April the 6th. I'm going to share with you a reading from the booklet Release and Renew 2022, which is the Lenten book, a spiritual practice for Lent that Unity World Headquarters at Unity Village produced. It's been a powerful book. I've been using it all during the Lenten season for a number of readings, including my own personal spiritual practice in the morning. So I added it to Daily Word, and it's a nice addition. So for Wednesday, April the 6th, 2022, the affirmation is, I release old grudges and resentments. Last Sunday, my talk was about forgiveness, that forgiveness is freedom. And you can see that it's both in the archives on our Facebook page and on our YouTube channel. If you go to YouTube and search for Unity of Royal Oak, you'll find it. And I think it was a good talk, and the music was awesome. And forgiveness is one of the two big keys for me. Forgiveness and gratitude are the two big keys to living a peaceful, successful life. And the older I get, the success, I've redefined it for myself in terms of my life many times. It used to be a lot of money. Well, I had a lot of money and then I had no money. And now I'm just okay, and I'm good with that. You know, and money comes to me as I need it. I'm not by any means opposed to it, but it's no longer the focus. I look for greater joy, for a sense of fulfillment and completion, and that to have my life have some meaning to it. So forgiveness and gratitude are the two keys, and we forgive not for the other person, we forgive for ourselves, to untie ourselves from a time. And so go check out that talk if you'd like. It was from August the 3rd, and it's again on our Facebook page and on our YouTube channel. So I continue. There are moments in life when we are treated in ways that are painful, demeaning, or unfair. Words are spoken and actions are taken that wound us. Can feel satisfying in those moments of betrayal and injustice to close off our hearts and nurse our grudges. We replay events over and over, crystallizing our pain and justifying our anger. Justifying is a really big thing that gets in the way of forgiving ourselves and other people. And more I think that most of the time we have to forgive ourselves. What I think they did to me, I forgive myself because there's something I could have done to stop it. And sometimes I get frozen. I don't know about you, but that happens to me. We think we're doing it to keep ourselves safe so that something like this can never happen again. But we are closing off our own capacity to love, heal, grow, and move forward. By carrying a grudge, we weigh ourselves down with the past, and resentment blocks our good. We forgive because resentment blocks our good. If we're hanging on to something that we still have an issue about, it's in the way. It's blocking the flow. Releasing old grudges means opening the constricted, rigid spaces of our hearts and letting the stories go. Letting go of all our need to be right and the idea that whoever hurt us did something wrong. As we are willing to release our grudges and resentments, we open to healing, to an awareness of our own wholeness, to an experience of love and compassion. When we release our grudges against others, we release ourselves. We release ourselves. What are you holding on to for a long time? What have you not been able to let go of, either in terms of forgiving yourself or forgiving someone else? And I invite you just to sit with that as we go into this meditation. If you're not sure, see if anything rises up. And if it does, then you have the power to release it. Now, it may not be instantaneous. You may have to do some work. I love the Ho'oponopono chant when I'm stuck on forgiveness. And I'll chant over and over and over again. It might take a month or more, off and on. I chant, I think, I pray. Invariably, I can let go of the iceberg that's pulling me down. The Bible verse for today is from Colossians 3, verse 14. Above all, clothe yourselves with love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony. This is the month of April. It is the power of love, is the power of the month. And don't think of love in terms of emotional love or ooey-gooey relationship love, but rather as the primary force in the universe. It is the great binding and attracting force. Think of gravity, something like that. I think of the very structure of God, the very structure, the underpinnings of all things. God is the pattern out of which everything grows. So we gather together in meditation just to give ourselves a small break, to turn away from, which is the real word version, the real meaning of the word repent, means to turn away from. So I invite you to repent from the noise of the outer world and all of its drama and the trauma. Because friends, there's always been drama and trauma. Forever. Since humanity's been on this planet. So, allow yourself to get centered and settled where you are. I'm playing some music in the background. I'll turn it up in a moment. It's called The Heart of Oneness by Gregory Barrett, and I use it with his written permission. And plant your feet on the floor and get a sense of your body in space, in your chair, on your yoga mat, laying in your recliner, laying on the sofa, resting on the floor, wherever you are right now. Scan your body and see if there's any tension anywhere that's being held. Anything that would block your ability to receive your good. Any stress, anything that's distracting you. And by the way, if you should hear a distraction, or your mind wanders off, and both may happen, simply bring your attention back to the breath and then follow the next breath inward, and you'll get centered again. There's no right or wrong way to meditate. The simplest meditation is to work with the breath. And the way to work with the breath is to let the mind focus intently, but in a relaxed way, but fully, completely on your breath. And the breath can be a teacher. It moves in and out right on time. It has its own rhythm. You don't need to force it. You can't stop it. So begin to relax into the place where you are right now. Relax into this space, into this time, into this experience, which is really a time for you to stop the overthinking mind by giving it something to do. Follow the breath. Use a mantra, whatever you choose. Focus on the sound of the music. Whatever works. If you're new to meditation, I'd love to hear from you. If you're new to Unity of Royal Oak, I'd love to hear from you. Send an email to Ric, R-I-C, at unityofroyaloak.org. And I also want to invite you to visit our website at unityofroyaloak.org, where you can find out about the many things we have going on here, some in person, some hybrid, some only online. You can also make a contribution if you are being guided by Spirit to do so. We rely on your love offerings and donations, contributions to this work. And what is our work? To get spiritual principles and practices out to the masses, out into the world that can change lives. Now, you have to do the work. No one else can do it for you, but we appreciate your support. Okay. So the commercial's over. Allow yourself to get centered and settled. You can meditate with your eyes open or closed or just gently focused. And notice your breath. And when I'm really focused on my breath, I'm aware of the way the breath feels in my nostrils as I breathe in, and then out through my mouth. I notice the change that happens in my body as I relax and I breathe I feel my chest expand and my lungs expand and my clothing moves to accommodate the shifted body. My mind is opening to the presence of God. Because I know that God is with me always, and yet with a lot of busyness, listening a lot to the news, it gets difficult to maintain that center, maintain that focus. So that's why we come in meditation, we turn away from the outer in, and we turn towards something within us that's so much bigger than we are. So take a breath with me in, sigh it out. Another deep breath in, sigh it out. One more deep breath in, release it. And now allow your breathing to return to its normal pattern. And with each breath, for a while, allow yourself to move a little bit more deeply inward. The Course in Miracles says, into His presence do we enter now. Allow yourself to relax. Allow yourself to be aware of the movement of the living one in you. As peace, joy, and comfort in the silence or in the stillness. And as we remain in this kind of semi-lucid meditative state, I invite you to hold an image of the world in your mind. And just bless the world. Bless it. Love it. Without judgment. Because if we start pointing fingers, this one's right, this one's wrong, now we're part of the problem. And call to mind any person that you might know, including yourself, who is facing a challenge right now and could use some healing, loving energy. Hold their image in your mind and wrap them in prayer. And by the way, if you'd like to receive some prayer for support from us, you can email us at prayer@unityofroyaloak.org. Just breathe into the things that you're holding, blessing the world, blessing your body, blessing a friend, and being a blessing in your life. We've joined with a number of other organizations in a prayer vigil every night at 9 p.m. your local time for 5 minutes of prayer, your choice of prayer your way. I sit in meditation during that time usually, but 9 to 9:05, join us. Let's see if we can't shift this experience and bring in a little bit more light and more love. God bless you and thank you for being here. Remember that the light of God surrounds you. The love of God enfolds you. The power of God protects you, and the presence of God watches over you. Wherever we are, God is. All is well. Namaste.